Hi everybody, welcome back to Critical Mass. Today we want to talk about the new Star Trek series, Picard. Possibly a majority of people's favorite captain from any of the Star Trek series
by far.
out there. I don't know, I grew up with Kirk, so I kind of like Kirk still. But he's definitely right there. He's like neck and neck, right?
Right there.
They're there. That's Kirk. Attaboy, Kirk. I noticed they didn't make a Kirk spin-off series, but they made a Picard series. And we have some thoughts. It's only on a paid subscription service, and so they are hoping this brings in people to watch it like some of the other series out there have. Unfortunately, most of the series that come out that are drawing people to them are terrible. Star Trek Discovery is falling and falling and falling in viewership, and it's some of the weirdest writing I've ever watched in my life. It really is. It's terrible writing. Acting is pretty good, terrible writing. Let's hope Picard doesn't follow suit.
Oh.
So we have the first episode of Picard. The second episode is dropped. Have not yet watched it. We'll take a look at it. But what are your guys' initial thoughts on the first episode?
I'm interested to hear what Paul says.
Okay, so going into this, I was a huge Star Trek Next Generation fan.
Yep.
For me, there are a few actors that, whatever they do, whether they're in terrible movies or not, I just love them because of their screen presence. Like
Tom Cruise, Harrison Ford.
yeah, Patrick Stewart is one of those actors. Like he was in the Emoji Movie, which was a complete dumpster fire.
He was a poop.
But I'm sure that I would have loved whatever character he played. So now this is a Patrick Stewart-led Star Trek. I'm game.
Right.
I'm game.
Going into it, obviously I've seen and I've heard a lot of the sort of reviews and of people sort of mashing together from the trailer what they think the story is about, and so I had some expectations going into it that were basically guesses on what it was going to be about. And a lot of them were right on. There was the dream sequences and everything that were in the episode.
Spoilers.
If you want to watch it before, then
Turn it off.
Then pause.
come back later.
Come back later.
Go watch it. Come back.
Right.
And we'll tell you why you liked it or why you didn't like it.
Okay. So give us a recap.
You start off with Picard, and he's retired from Starfleet. He actually left Federation Starfleet because he disagreed with their politics. There is a young woman who...
Doja? That was her name? Doja?
Sure. There's a young woman who tracks him down because people are trying to kill her, and she's having all these weird visions. And it turns out that she is the...
What we think, it's not confirmed yet, but we think that she is the daughter of Data in some aspect.
She's a synthetic. That's what they call
Androids. For some reason they call them
they're
synthetics.
synthetics now.
Because there was an uprising. There was a synthetics uprising. They destroyed Mars. That's why Picard left, is because they sort of wanted to outlaw androids in politics, and so he that's what it was, right?
No.
They attacked Mars.
No, that's not why he left.
And that's why he left, is because of Starfleet's stance on synthetics.
No. He left because of the stance about not helping the Romulans evacuate. They were supposedly evacuating millions of people from Romulus because their sun is exploding. And
Okay, yeah, that's right.
They stopped, once the synthetics attacked Mars, they stopped rescuing those people.
That's right.
Which, if you follow Star Trek The Next Generation or Gene Roddenberry's vision of the Federation in any way, goes completely against
What
the
they
Federation
stand
stands for.
So his actions make sense for his character.
For his character, absolutely.
Right.
That I have no problem with.
And so the episode is she's seeking help from Jean Luc Picard, and he's going to help her.
But she doesn't know she's an android. So what do you think?
Okay, without all the outside interference of people talking about why they didn't like this episode,
No.
I liked it. Like I really liked the captain in this. I was becoming more accepting of the android daughter and the character playing the android. I thought it was a great episode.
Okay.
It wasn't perfect. There are some things that were kind of off for me, but I really enjoyed it.
Okay. One thing I'll agree. I liked the episode as well, but I'm starting to miss the form of Star Trek where, sure, there can be an ongoing story throughout all of the episodes, but I'm really getting tired of that sort of what they did with the Discovery, right? Where it's all of these episodes that are all just one story, one long story, instead of having standalone episodes that are each about their own thing.
But they have to have a starting point. So you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but Star Trek: The Next Generation had a starting point.
Right?
What he means is that every episode of Star Trek stands alone.
It stands alone, like
even though in the year it links together and
Right.
and has callbacks to each other all the way through, right?
Right. And I don't like what they're starting to do with it. It's basically one long movie. It's one long movie broken up into episodes.
Every series now, since Game of Thrones, has to be one series.
Yeah.
It can't be it can't stand by itself. So you either watch the whole thing or you don't watch it. You get lost, kind of thing. I agree with that in a way. That's what these streaming services do, though, because they want you to keep coming back and hooking you, and that's what they're trying to do with every.
Sure.
Oh, hey, cliffhanger at the end of this one. You got to tune in next week, right? And that's every episode is doing that.
But in the end, I enjoyed the video, and I want to see what happens next.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I'm going to continue watching it, obviously.
See, I had some problems with it.
Okay.
Now I am still looking forward to number 2 and 3, and hoping that some of these things they don't keep doing and they fix a little bit. One is the synthetics alone. Suddenly they're gods. They can run super fast. They can jump tall buildings in a single bound, where Data couldn't do that. Data could jump down from like a tree and land, and that's it. He was strong, but he wasn't super fast. And people are gonna say, "Well, it's the evolution." Okay, but you don't have to make gods of every character who has powers. They can just be strong. They can just be smart.
Yeah, it would be nice if they made them better incrementally.
Yeah, and where do you go from here now? Flying?
Yeah.
Can they fly next? Is that the next integration? So I didn't like that. I also don't like the whole fact that they. Oh, well, you know what? They have this news interview with a lot of people are calling it Fox News with Picard, and he's supposed to be talking about what happened and the why he left Starfleet and all this, but there's certain things he's not supposed to be asked, and they get into it and they start blaming. Kind of, we stopped going and helping the Romulans because people thought better our resources could be used better elsewhere. This is an age where they have replicators that what resources? The person to press the button, is that the resource?
Well, I would imagine they had to use a significant portion of their fleet to evacuate an entire planet. So
many planets.
So.
That's a lot of dilithium. You
can't just replicate a starship and the people that crew them. So
no, but they weren't. Starfleet is out of if you were to look at a map of all the Romulans and the Klingons and the Cardassians and everybody, the Federation has the biggest chunk and have the most fleet and ships available. To say that they couldn't go and rescue a few people because of
a few people, we're talking. You just said many planets.
Yes, but would they stop completely? Or would they just cut back on the amount of ships they send over if they thought there was a threat?
That's why Jean Luc Picard left them, because they made the decision to stop.
Which I think goes against everything the Federation stands for, and one of the key cornerstones of the Federation and Star Trek, and Gene Roddenberry's vision of Star Trek. And so I'm wondering if they're just throwing all that out the window now, and then now they're going to say the Federation's corrupt, the Federation's this, and just to get political now in this series.
So the reason, so if you want to make the political implications that people are complaining about on other YouTube channels, is that it's all about the refugee crisis.
Yeah.
So
they're taking real life here and they're politicizing it.
So now I guess you would call the Federation. Britain or the United States, and the Federation is no longer accepting, say, Mexican refugees or Syrian refugees, whereas their places are being destroyed. Isn't it a humanitarian thing to accept them into your place? But no, we have to use our resources better, and we're not going to do that.
Now, Star Trek has always sort of tackled politics in a roundabout way.
But they've always been the good guy.
But I think this time they're in your face about it a little bit.
But you know what? When I was watching, I wasn't making this connection. I said, okay, the Federation made a decision, a strategic decision, and Jean Luc Picard disagreed with it, and he retired. And I was okay with that. Mm-hmm. wasn't thinking, oh, border wall or stop the refugees.
No, and neither am I. I'm just saying to myself, I think that goes against everything I loved about Star Trek, about that vision of Star Trek, and especially the Next Generation. Right now, Captain Picard, so far, he's kept his character, which is good. And I just hope like he's 70-some years old now.
Yeah, I did find he's looking pretty weak.
The action scene of him running up the stairs, you're not going to see Picard going on away mission. So what's he going to do now? Grab a bunch of ragtag people and he's going to do something?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know where they're going with it.
He wasn't doing acrobatics in the original series anyway. So,
True.
okay, so yes, the original vision of Roddenberry was the Federation is this.
Yes.
Jean Luc Picard embodied that. He disagreed with the decision. He left. That's still, the story still makes sense.
Except I just hope that it's not all he's good and everything else in the Federation now is bad.
But that's what it's going to be.
But that's what I hope it's not.
But
and
maybe-
that'll be disappointing.
We'll have to see where it goes because it may launch some interesting discussions that are balanced. Because maybe the Federation will have a character that is on the other side and is also a good guy. You know, and he kind of is a counterpoint to Picard, even though he's a good guy.
Maybe, but as most shows have shown, whenever they try and make modern day politics, it goes bad.
Yes, we don't want it to turn into the new Doctor Who.
Or Batwoman or anything that's like.
I guarantee you, this is going to become.
I hope not. I still have hope for
It
this.
will be
I still have hope.
politically correct.
But in the end, this was a good episode.
Oh, I agree. I mean, anything Star Trek, I'll watch it. I'll even watch Discovery.
I won't. Like, I watched Next Generation, I watched Deep Space Nine, and then I said, you know what? Voyager and Enterprise and Discovery and Orville, they weren't talking to me. But
Orville?
Orville was good, but it's not
it
Star
wasn't
Trek.
Star Trek. It was a comedy.
It's a spin-off
right?
of Star Trek.
So, but this
Actually,
one,
they've been better Star Trek than Star Trek lately.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yes, there you go. Mixed reviews here. We're going to watch episode 2. Maybe we'll do another recap, a couple of more episodes in it. Maybe let them get 4 episodes under their belt.
Sure.
And we'll come back and revisit Picard. See if it's changed all of our minds, none of our minds, or we're still kind of divided. I was not happy that the robots are gods. God powers. And yeah, that's where I stand on that one. Go Picard. Keep it going. But I just hope it's not one political message after another, because that gets boring and I don't want to watch it. Well, I hope you appreciate this. Picard, it's back. Star Trek's back. Is it the same? We don't know. Let us know what you guys think down below in the comments. Have you watched it? Are you going to pay for the streaming service to watch it? I don't know.
Is it worth paying for this?
Exactly, because there's nothing else on that streaming service other than Picard right now to
Do we know
watch.
how many episodes they're looking at?
I think there are 8 episodes, I believe, they're coming out with. So we'll revisit it at episode 4. That's the halfway mark. We'll see how good it is. In the meantime, why not check out some of our other content here down below?
That's a good one right there.
I like that one. I like this one. Well, until next time, we'll see you on the channel.